So in our last video 6 months ago, Randy, you were living here in the Philippines. You're 72, and your girlfriend Kylie, age 26. Is that right?
That's right. She turned 26 this year.
Okay. Please update us on what's happening now in your life.
Kylie left in March.
Okay.
For what she said was a family reunion in Laguna, which is 3 or 4 hours south of here, Manila area. Okay. And she's still working through some things. She hasn't come back yet. It's June.
So Randy, we received an email recently. Honestly, we were a little bit worried about you, that you're living in the Philippines on your Social Security.
Right.
And the Social Security deposits the money in your U.S. bank account.
Right.
In all these years, you've been able to go to the ATM and pull money out.
Just put the card in and pull the money out.
And that recently that is not the case. Is that right?
Recently, this is the second time this has happened. Now, you got to realize I've been here for a long time.
Yeah. What was the year you first got here? Not just here.
2001.
This is Dan of Vagabond Awake, and we have the good fortune today to have Randy with us. As you may know, Randy has been on, this is Randy's third visit to Vagabond Awake, and both of his previous videos were hits on the channel because he's a character. He's a lot of fun to chat with, and so we're happy to see him. We're in his home, and he's going to update us on what's going on in his life. So in our last video, Randy, first of all, Randy, welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you in person.
Thank you. I love being here. And
all that time you were able to use your ATM card?
All that time, no trouble. I had set my account up with a bank in North Platte, Nebraska, and they weren't going to charge me any fees. It was going to be a free checking account. They weren't going to charge me the international fee, nothing. I was all set. They knew I was going to live here. They gave me the card, fixed it so that I can use it. Well, everything's fine until 2008.
Right.
And the financial crisis comes, and my Tier 1 bank is bought by another bank, and so now I'm doing business with a bank I never asked to do business with. They got control of my account.
I'm going to let Randy tell you his story in his own words, but one clarification. Kylie went to her family reunion before the ATM card quit working. Banking is one of the areas you have to take seriously when you retire overseas. You don't want to have to fly home just to fix a bank computer error. I have a YouTube video that teaches you how to reduce the consequences of common banking errors. Watch that video when this video is over. The link to that video is in the notes below this video.
Social Security is still putting my money in there, right, and they send me a new Great Western card.
Right.
And it took a while for them to learn that they can't just send me the card in the mail, because it'd just be stolen out of the mail here. They have to send it FedEx.
Right.
And I finally got them trained, and I no sooner got them trained, and now 2 months ago, they get bought out by First Interstate Bank.
Yeah.
And the minute that happened, my
card
doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm spending 40 hours on the phone, and I got to start at 10 o'clock at night and go until 5 or 6 in the morning to be in their business hours, so they'll talk to me.
Right, right.
And we've been trying to get this card fixed. The PIN's wrong, the security code's wrong, the card just doesn't want to work. And everyone thinks they got the solution. Oh, call this 800 number. One thing you have to adjust to is that things that are easy in the United States are not easy in the Philippines. All of these banks and different things are set up to do business with people in the United States. One of the first things I learned finding out why isn't my card working was, oh, we don't allow our cards to be used outside the United States. We have to put a special note on your card saying that you're on vacation or something. So
vacation, yeah.
Yeah, a little extension thing there. Yeah. And it's only good for like 3 months. And so then I got to call them back again. And so that was one of the things that was wrong. And so I thought, oh, good, I found out why my card doesn't work. No. So piecing away at it, the expiration date on the card was wrong. The PIN was wrong. The security code was wrong. It wasn't supposed to be used outside the United States. And I have learned all of these things after 40 hours of being on the phone with 15 at least different people.
And that's over the last 3 weeks.
Over the last 3 weeks. I haven't had a working ATM card for 3 weeks.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? And living on as little as I do, you know there's not a lot of extra money.
That's the next question that I wanted to ask about. One of the things that's amazing about you is that how little money you're living on in the Philippines. And so what are your expenses roughly? You know, rent, utilities, and all that kind of thing.
Okay, my current Social Security pension is $859.
Okay.
And that roughly translates to just a little over 40,000 pesos.
Right.
I can actually get 40,000 pesos that I can actually use after they do the exchange, and I pay all the banking fees and all of that.
Yeah, 40,000 pesos.
So I got 40,000 pesos to work with. Well, for a poor guy like me who raised 7 kids and never had a pot to piss in, that's the richest I have ever been in my life. I don't have 9 people that I'm supporting here anymore. I just got me. Cost me $5,000 a month. I made a deal with my landlord when I moved in. He was only asking $45.
It's $100, right?
It's $100.
$100 for this apartment.
And for the rest of my life, as long as I live and as long as I want to stay here, my rent is fixed at $5,000.
Right.
And so that's $100. So considering I get $859, that percentage, you know, they say you can.
Your rent should be up to a third, I think.
Yeah, and mine's like 1/8 of.
Yeah, you could go 240 according to the banks. For lending and for mortgages.
Exactly.
So you're less than less than half, clearly, of what you could spend.
So that's my rent.
Right.
And something that's high on my priority list that I need to be happy is this comfort we're feeling in here, this aircon.
The AC, yeah.
I have lived in Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Iowa. I know what humidity is. I knew what the Philippines felt like. I didn't know that's what the Philippines felt like when I lived there. But now that I come here, I thought, well, this is just like living in St. Joe, Missouri.
Yeah.
You know, just north of Kansas City. It's that kind of weather. It's hot and it's humid.
Yeah.
And that can get to you. And so as an old man, you're a lot younger than me. Shouldn't touch that. But now that I'm 72, my personal comfort has become a lot more important to me than it used to be.
Right.
When you're younger, you just got more energy and everything, and you're out riding your motorcycle, you got wind in whatever hair you got. And but now I'm sitting at home and I'm working on my website and making videos and stuff. I need to be comfortable. I can't sit around.
So what's your electric bill run for all that AC? For my window aircon that I've had here for a year and a half, and the prices have gone up on everything here just like they have in America. My bill used to be just short of $5,000. I'd get a bill for $4,500 or so, and I think, that's pretty good. You know, my rent and my things. $200 together.
$200, and all my bills are paid basically. Yeah. Well, last month, the last bill that I got was 8,300 pesos, which was up 2,000 pesos from the month before.
Wow.
And so on my website, I'm talking about this on my daily updates, and I get a couple of guys who feel sorry for me, and they donate the money, and now I got the split aircon. We haven't got the new bill. I'll get that. Then we'll have to pick that up on the next time to show you how much we brought that down.
Right.
But my window, I had to keep that bedroom door closed, and it would run pretty much on high all the time, 1,200 watts. This new split aircon, 830 watts, I think, max is all it can take.
Okay.
And it's doing the whole house. I just leave the bedroom door open now, and it's not hot out here anymore.
Yeah.
And it's even cooler in the bedroom where I need to be. So hopefully that bill's going to come way down, and I'll get back to where $200 will basically cover all my bills. Water bill's nothing. I just paid the water bill. I had 2 months to pay, and it was like $10. So it's about $5 a month, something like that.
And what about like groceries or food or not?
The rest of my money is available for whatever I want to spend it on. If I'm hungry, I can go buy food. If I want to order new shorts or new t-shirts, I just go to Shopee on my computer and say, hey, give me a red shirt, give me a blue one, give me a black one. And next thing I know, did we get the sound of the thing on the video? I put that doorbell up so that when 𝗙she comes, that's because I used to be in there with the door closed, sometimes a headset on, listening to music or something, and then somebody would come to deliver, and Filipinos are quiet. See, I'm screaming right now, you know, based on a Filipino thinking. My poor Kylie used to say, "Oh, you scare me, you get so loud." Well, us Americans are loud. We're in your face. And they don't get used to that. And you can't get a Filipino to stand out there at the gate and say, "Randy, delivery!" You just can't get them to do it. So I bought that doorbell and put it over there by my aircon and put that long, loud thing on it. And so now when I'm in there, even if I'm asleep, and they come at 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm crashed, I will hear that and my brain's trained. Oh, there's somebody at the gate. Yeah. And I can jump up and answer the gate. So
you have 600 roughly to pay for everything else. Your cell phone, you said, is $10 a month?
Yeah.
For your router, for the computer?
No router, just the cell phone.
The hotspot.
Just the hotspot.
Yeah,
I'm tethered physically to the computer.
So like you're basically $600 for food and whatever entertainment or other.
That's why I tell you I got a good life here. Even when I'm supporting, you know, someone like Kylie, it cost me, after 20 years, I figured out it cost about 10,000 pesos to support a second person living in your house. Your rent doesn't go up, your utilities don't go up, but the extra food, two people can't eat as cheap as one unless they both eat half as much. That's the only way that works. And so I always figure, you know, if you have a partner, that's going to cost you 10,000.
What's your secret to getting $100 a month rent? Because a lot of expats come to the Philippines, they go online and find a place and they're paying $300, $400, $500, $600 a month. What do you think the secret is there?
The secret is not being willing to pay that kind of money and looking for something that doesn't cost that much money. One of the most effective ways to find anything in the Philippines is to simply go to Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
And you put in your location and say, within so many kilometers, 10 kilometers of where I'm standing, show me rentals that are available.
Right.
And they will show you. And of course that changes all the time. Any minute somebody can upload a new thing.
Yeah.
That's where I found this. It was on the thing. It said 4,500 pesos,
right,
asking price. And I looked at the location. Everything is, to me, location, location, location.
Yeah.
It's not condition of the apartment. It's what do I need to be happy?
Yeah.
What do I want to be close to me?
Right.
And then find an apartment in any condition that's in that area.
Yeah.
Because you can go there, and if your landlord's this is one way to find out if the landlord's a nice guy and easy to get along with. You go there like I did and say, hey, you know, put the tile in, paint it for me. I'll pay this much rent, you know, make me a deal, build me a porch, whatever. If he said, no, we're just renting, just move on. Just find someone like I did who has got a brain and said, hey, this guy's willing to put money into my apartment.
Yeah.
He wants me to put tile in my own apartment. And he's saying he'll pay an extra 500 a month. You know, you got to find someone with a brain that connects those dots.
500 pesos.
Yeah, 500 pesos. Yeah. Instead of 4,500, I said, you put the tile in there, I'll give you 5,000 a month.
Yeah.
And so he jumped at that.
So it's that old saying, do your research and don't be afraid to ask.
Oh yeah.
For what you want in life, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing when you're looking for a girl. You know, this girl that you're with is gorgeous, but she's tall. She would have a hard time convincing me to let her be my partner because I don't want a tall girl. I want just the opposite. I want a tiny one. I want one that's 4'6" or 4'7", who only weighs like 35 kilos just because they're tiny. That's what I like.
Yeah.
And so just like that, when you're looking for whatever it is you're looking for, you first have to figure out what it is you want. What are you looking for? Otherwise, it's like shopping when you're hungry. Anyone with a brain knows better than to go shopping when you're hungry, because everything looks good.
Yeah.
Give me these donuts and give me this, and I need some candy bars, and I'm gonna get some ice cream. You know, everything looks good when you're hungry.
Right.
The same thing is true no matter what you're looking for, whether it's an apartment or a partner. you have to know what it is you want.
We have 2 other videos we did with him, one 6 months ago and one about a year before that. We'll put those also below. You can watch those videos too. Randy, thank you so much for taking your time of day and meeting with us. And
let me just tell everybody, she's as beautiful as she looks on the camera in person. She is gorgeous. And Dan's not too bad either. But they look just like you see them on the video.
hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.